Hey everybody, I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. And today I'm going to talk about old Epstein's client list and what's going on with that. It's being reported, and I read an article on ABC News or by ABC News, and it's being reported that the client list never existed. They had no evidence on the guy or whatever. All this evidence that supposedly existed it just never did exist. That's what we're being told now. And the whole thing is fishy to me. And I realize that Trump supporters are going to get pissed off at me for asking questions about this and bringing shit up, especially because of the thumbnail I chose. I realize that, but that's the key to the whole thing here is Elon Musk's comments, and Trump is president right now. Wow, and he promised to expose this shit, right? He promised to let us know, and he's not doing it. And before I get too far into it and piss too many people off too much, I despised Joe Biden and that whole thing. That whole Biden, Kamala Harris, and all that stuff. I mean, literally despise that shit. That whole system over there. I was a rabid Trump supporter. I still am a Trump supporter. So don't get me wrong. I voted for the guy 3 times. It's not like I'm, some leftist whack job up here, just demonizing Trump. I'm not doing that. But I have questions, and I have serious questions that need answered. Okay? The American public deserve and need the answers to these questions. And the first question I have is that why did Pam Bondi, the Attorney General of the United States, several months ago, 4 or 5 months ago, she got on television and told everybody that the reason that the client list hadn't been exposed yet was because there was mountains of evidence to go through, and they had to protect the victims. Okay? They had to make sure that these victims weren't exposed in all this. Now, that was the Attorney General of the United States, Pam Bondi, said this to us. Okay, so now they're telling me there is no evidence. I watched the Joe Rogan episode where Cass Patel told Joe Rogan there is no evidence. There's nothing to see here. It just doesn't exist. And so, what's up with Pam Bondi? Is she some kind of drug addict? Was she hallucinating or something? Does she have mental problems that cause hallucinations? What's going on with her? Is there something wrong with her mind? Does she need help? Do we need to start a GoFundMe for her or something so she can get the help she needs for her coming out and just spouting off that ridiculous shit? Now that the facts are presented to us by the mainstream media, ABC, that there is nothing to see here. Okay? Now, when the director of the FBI is talking in tune with the mainstream media, ABC, NBC, MSNBC, all that shit, that raises a red flag in my head. When Cass Patel is marching right along to the same tune as the mainstream media, that makes me wonder what the hell is going on. Especially when both of them are contradicting what Pam Bondi said just a few months ago. And if y'all remember a few months ago, when I think it was during a live stream, someone asked me about what I thought about the JFK files and the Epstein list and all that shit. And I told you that I didn't think that we'd see anything. They would show us shit. I didn't think they're going to show us a damn thing. I said that either if they do show us something, that it would be so heavily redacted that it would be meaningless. It would just be, all prepositions and pronouns and shit. It, the, was, were, be, shit like that. It wouldn't have any meat, any real information in the document at all, because it would be so heavily redacted. Little did I know that they would just, not only would they get rid of it, but they would claim that it never existed at all. That now we're all conspiracy theorists for asking for it, for wanting to know about it. Now we're all conspiracy theorists, according to that ABC article I read. And another question I have: if there is no evidence about anything, if that Epstein did, if they have no evidence, if they don't have this list and this mountain of evidence that Pam Bondi claimed they had, then what did Ghislaine Maxwell do? Why is she in prison? Okay, she is locked up now for supposedly, well, I mean, not even supposedly, she's in prison. I mean, she got convicted of that shit for bringing girls to his island and stuff for his clientele. All right. Now, if he's completely innocent of all that, if there's no evidence, not a grain, not a hint of evidence that he did any of that stuff, then why is she in prison? What was she convicted of? Right? What the hell? So if he's just this up and up guy, I mean, Epstein was a convicted sex offender. If y'all didn't know that before, I think it was in the state of Florida. He was a convicted sex offender. But since then, I guess he's cleaned up his act, and he hadn't done anything wrong this whole time. And he just went on the straight and narrow, we're told. All right, and all of those celebrities and presidents and stuff that were friends with him, they were just clean and sober, just regular run of the mill, hardworking people. Nothing to see here. Nothing going on. I shouldn't be wondering why all these celebrities and public officials and stuff are hanging out with a convicted sex offender, a convicted kitty diddler. What kind of question is that? You shouldn't ask that question. Nothing to see here. You're a conspiracy theorist. Now, these are facts. These celebrities and stuff hung out with this dude. This dude was convicted of sex offenses with minors in the state of Florida, I believe. So these are just straight up facts. And the real question in my mind is, why did he self-delete? Why did he do that to himself? If he was innocent, I don't know of many people who would do that. I mean, maybe he's the first innocent person ever to just, decide that was the only way out. That they would, they wouldn't fight it. They wouldn't try to prove their innocence and vindicate themselves. They're just, take the quick way out. But that rings false to me there. If he did it himself, and even if he didn't do it himself, why did somebody else do it if he's innocent? If there's nothing to see here, right? If there's nothing to see here, then why would you do that to him? Either way, it equals the same thing. The guy isn't here anymore, and so, but why? And in this JFK files too, we haven't, that's just kind of been brushed under the rug now, swept under the rug. Nothing to see here. We just forget about that. We'll forget about that shit. And y'all know me. Y'all know that I don't like the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. I don't like the uniparty in the United States. And so another question I have about Trump specifically is why did he get on there and he demonized Elon Musk for starting another political party? And he praised the Republican Party up and down, just where the Republican Party is so wonderful. It's so fabulous. How he uses all those over the top phrases and stuff, praising the Republican Party because they passed his big new beautiful bill and all that. I don't know what he's smoking, but the Republican Party is not the answer to anyone's prayers. They're not going to save anybody. They're just as crooked as the Democratic Party, just they're crooked in it. They're leaning in a different direction. That's all. And they've just got a lot of people fooled into thinking that they're the ones, right? That they're solid. That all the Democrats are crazy ass whack jobs, but we're solid. We would never sell out. We would never take a lobbying money. We would never sell our country out. They're all liars and thieves as far as I'm concerned. So why on earth would you demonize anyone at all for making a new political party? That doesn't make sense to me. That strikes me as odd. Why would you do that? That anything that gives the American people choice should make a patriot, happy, period. That should make a patriot happy. Damn right. Give us some more choices. Give us more freedom to choose. I just can't get that question out of my head. Why would anyone with common sense fully back this uniparty that we have, this illusion of choice that they've given us? Why would anybody do that? And I honestly, truly believed that Trump was coming in to break that up. I thought that he was an outsider, a wrecking ball coming in from outside to break that up. I had hopes that just his presence might destroy the uniparty and create something new, create some new parties to contend with, and kind of break down the foundations of what has been for the last several decades, the last 100 years or so. But he's standing firm and defending the uniparty. So I've got questions there about that too, about his motives there. And again, I can't say it enough. I support Trump. I support most of his decisions and most of what he does. If I had it to do again, I would vote for him again. Because the only other alternative they gave us was completely garbage. But was that by design? Was that on purpose? Making the other choice so impalatable that there was nothing we could do but vote for Trump? We had to come out in droves to make sure that Trump won. I don't know, but we'll see. And the other thing that bothers me with this whole thing, this whole political system thing we have going on, and I'm not going to get into religion and ethnicity and all that stuff. You guys can do your own research on that. But with all this stuff that's going on with our military and all this, I don't like the fact that another country can point its finger and sick us on a target like a damn trained dog. You know what I'm saying? They sick the United States military on, just point out targets and sick the United States military on another nation like we're attack dogs or something. What the hell is that about? What is that? I mean, seriously, think about that. But that's where we're at. And that doesn't sit well with me. That does not sit well with me. And I can't get that out of my mind that Trump is just falling in line with that. He's not bucking against that. So that I have questions there too. So what are our options now? We're going to wait for the apocalypse, or wait for them to start stuffing this CBDC thing down our throat, the central bank digital currency, and this centralized ID and all this stuff down our throats, and start ushering us into some dystopian hellscape, So I don't know. I really don't know what the answers are anymore. I'm confused now. I'll be honest. I'm confused. I'm confused as everybody else. I don't have any answers. All I have is more questions, and the more I pay attention to this shit, the more questions I have, the more confusing shit gets. I thought I knew that Trump was solid, and I made videos about it and everything. And I'm not trying to get people to start demonizing Trump. I'm not demonizing Trump now. But he's doing stuff now, and stuff is happening that I can't agree with, and I can't support, and I have questions about. And I think there are a lot of people out there in the same boat as me. So let me know what y'all think. Am I way off base with this shit? Am I just worried about nothing? Maybe, hopefully I am. I really sincerely hope I am. But I'm still thinking about 2030 and what direction we're headed for the start of the next decade, and what could possibly happen at that time. So leave me a comment if you would, please. Let me know what y'all think about this. Let me know if you have any feelings on the subject. Am I being too hard on Trump, and what's going on? Or am I not being hard enough? Maybe I should be, even more skeptical. I don't know. I really don't. But anyway, I'll leave you there with that. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, I'll leave that link down in the description, or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can do so by clicking on that super thanks button down there. Or you can head over to Buy Me a Coffee and buy me a cup of coffee. I'll leave that link down in the description, and thank you very much to those of you who do that. If you're interested in Gen X gear, we got some pretty cool stuff over there at Redbubble. Gen X Thinks and Gen X branded stuff, t-shirts, coffee mugs, hoodies, bath mats, all kinds of cool stuff over there. But I'll leave that link down in the description too for any of you who are interested. If you can't or don't want to support the channel in any of those ways, you can always do so by sharing these videos on your social media. That helps out one hell of a lot, so thank you very much to those of you who do that. I really, really appreciate it. And if you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Thinks, please put those down in the comments. Or you can email us, and the email is genxthinks@gmail.com. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.